Hello again. Last time we were together, I was reading to you from the book of Romans, and I read from the Passion Translation, and I want to read to you verse 12, chapter 5, verse 12 again. When Adam sinned, the entire world was affected. Sin entered human experience. So when one man decided, I choose me above what God says, I choose me, the entire world was affected. That is unfortunately what happens in our human society. When you say, I choose me, before I choose the power of serving, then you have a demand for you and you choose for you. And then the world becomes a very self-centered place, and there's no win in that. People might think that if you don't look after yourself, no one else will. So you've got to demand your own rights, and you've got to demand your own things, and you've got to go and chase your own things in life. Well, that's not the way Jesus lived his life, and it's not, and it's contradictory to what Adam did. When Adam sinned, the entire world was affected. Sin entered the human experience, and death was the result. Separation from the will of God. And so death followed this sin, casting its shadow over all humanity, because all have sinned. So this one major choice had such a big impact on you and me. Even as you're born into the sin nature. I think if Adam had realized what he was doing at that time, he might have made a different choice. Maybe, I don't know, but look what impact it has had. On the contrary, I want to read to you from verse 15. Now there is no comparison between Adam's transgression, his right to choose himself, and the gracious gift that we experience. For the magnitude of the gift far outweighs the crime. It's true that many died because of one man's transgression, one man's choice to serve himself rather than serve the word that God told him to. But how much greater will God's grace and his gracious gift of acceptance overflow to many because of what one man, Jesus, the Messiah, did for us. So what did the one man, the Messiah, do for us? He said, I've come into the world so that the world can have life and have it more abundantly. I've come into the world to die. I've come into the world to serve the Father and his will, and I've come into the world to die to myself, not to give myself all the liberty that I can choose. I've come so that I can die to myself. I can give all of myself to the will of the Father, and I can serve humanity, and I can serve humanity even to the death of my body and the separation of my spirit and soul from the life of the Father for a brief period of required life order of God for eternity. And so you and I stand in this amazing, amazing, gracious gift that God has given, Jesus has given us because he served us. If you've been watching Morning Moments for some time, you will know that I've been talking about being willing to serve and dying to your own agenda to be able to receive God's agenda. Again, I have to say to you, to serve is not to be a servant or to be a slave, but to serve is the most powerful, life-changing, life-altering, God-ordered promotion, God-ordered reward force that you can actually live by. When we come back together again tomorrow morning, I'm going to talk to you about human rights and the Bill of Rights and the constitutions of nations and how that stacks up against what God's order is. May God bless this word of serving to you. May you receive the spirit of the servant that is Jesus Christ and the power that he walked in, the authority that he walked in, the dominance over all that was in the earth because of serving. He certainly didn't walk in under anybody's dominance. Even Pontius Pilate, who wanted to say, don't you not have the power to take your life? He said, you don't have that power. I willfully give it. He was not dominated. He was the dominant one, even in his serving. And so we must have a mentality. We reign while we serve. We have authority while we serve. We live powerfully while we serve. Thank you for listening. May God bless you today. In Jesus' name.